Hey, how's it going? It's Jonathan Miller. Let's go for a drive. Welcome to podcast episode 3 of Let's Go for a Drive. Today is a very special day. I have my first interview, and hopefully, if I have all this technology together, we'll have him up on the screen and video. If not, it'll just be his voice. But either way, if you're watching this or listening to it, you will see what happens after I get the edit done. And I just wanted to thank everyone on YouTube. This morning when I woke up, the channel passed 400 subscribers, so that's super awesome. I really appreciate it. Spread the word. I really want to get to 1,000. That's my main goal. So hopefully that means that I can start sharing a lot more content with you, get some more cool equipment, and everything will be really cool from there. So here we are with my friend Austin. He's going to introduce himself real quick, and then we're going to talk mostly about watches and his pawn shop, and obviously we're going to talk about cars since this is a car channel. So everyone, please welcome my first guest, Austin.
Hey guys, I'm Austin Schwartz. I manage TNS Diamonds and Pawn Shop Philadelphia. We specialize in jewelry, watches, camera equipment, music equipment, luxury bags, and all types of anything, just anything valuable, really.
Cool. So I've been to Austin's store. It's downtown on Jewelers Row near Wall Street, 8th and Walnut, I believe, if I'm correct.
That's correct.
But firstly, obviously, it's a car show. We're going to talk cars. Austin has a pickup truck. He also was driving a 997 911 Carrera S manual, and he's now driving a Tesla Model 3 Performance. I did drive that car really quickly in a parking lot. I did a standing start. It was ridiculous. It's like the fastest car I've ever been in from a start. So just let me tell me, what you like about the Tesla, why you got it, how it compares to a 911, stuff like that.
Well, it's really fast, so that's pretty cool about it. You froze there.
We've got. All right, there we
Here,
go.
all right, we're back. All right. Yeah, so one, it's really fast, and that's pretty awesome. But also, just looking forward into the future, like electric cars are, in my opinion, the future, and it's more sustainable for the earth. And I like Elon Musk. I think his vision for the future is great. I think they make the best electric cars on the market, and they're pretty affordable for what you're getting. Like, to get a car that fast, you would be spending at least double the price. So I don't know. I wanted to have one.
I mean, they're cool. The tech is crazy, and everything updates over the air. So it's basically like driving a really fast iPhone.
Yeah, and also not having to go to the gas station is pretty awesome. In the parking lot right next to our building in the city, there's free chargers. So just put the car there, charge it, wake up, and never go back to a gas station again.
There you go. That's awesome. And how does it compare to driving like a sports car like the 911? It's obviously a lot faster, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like you feel like you're in the future driving that versus the 911 is obviously a classic and it's a muscle car, and it's not a muscle car, is it?
no, not
No,
not a
it's not a
regular.
muscle car. Yeah, it's not a muscle car, but it's just, I don't know. You feel the engine, you feel it roaring, whereas the Tesla's completely quiet. I can't say I miss it. I think I like the Tesla a lot more, but different experiences.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely Tesla. I think also I haven't driven all the new electric cars like the Porsche Taycan, but I think Tesla is definitely up there. And for, I don't know, the Model 3 Performance is like 65 grand. I mean, nothing touches it for the performance and the tech that you can get. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the cars. I'm not a car aficionado like John, but I still like them.
Yeah. All right. So I know a lot of you guys out there, cars go well with watches, and part of Austin's business is buying and selling of watches, high-end watches. So tell me about your business, TNS Diamonds, and the pawn shop, and we'll start talking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I would say, we have a lot of different revenue streams, but our main one is buying and selling luxury watches. Um, where we source them from is, local people, they need to sell a watch. They look online where they can do it, and we're probably the top place in the city to sell your watch. So a lot of people come in, we negotiate a price, they can get paid, and they can walk out the door, or they can trade for a new watch if that's something they want to do. And then we clean them up, authenticate them, and resell them online. So most of the purchases are in our store. Most of the sales are online and going out of state.
All right, cool. And it's mostly through your website?
It's mostly through our website, eBay, and a website called Chrono24, which is kind of like an eBay, but specifically for watches.
All right, cool. So let's talk about, unfortunately, the big topic around the world right now is this coronavirus. It's pretty bad. We're all stuck at home trying to do what we can to save everyone else. So I know Philadelphia is on a lockdown. Most of the state of Pennsylvania is on a lockdown. So how has the coronavirus affected your business?
Well, we're also a pawn shop, and a pawn shop technically falls under a non-depository bank. And if you read the fine print on the governor's orders for what businesses are essential, we fall under essential. So, which is valid. People, they're not working, and they may need money to sustain their lives. So
Right.
we need to be open for them to come and sell their items and get money to, pay for whatever kind of things they have to pay for.
Right.
So in the sense of, I think that's going to keep increasing as time goes on. We're still in the early phases of this, and we've noticed a little bit more people coming in to sell stuff, but we're going to see how long people are out of jobs, and we'll have to maybe check back in and see where that's at in a couple of months or so.
Right.
But as far as selling, the selling has went down dramatically. Nobody wants to buy right now because it's a very uncertain market. Nobody knows what's really going on, and watch prices are also falling, along with everything else, like stocks and everything falling too.
Yeah, so it's pretty parallel with the luxury car market also. Watches and cars, they kind of go together. I think
Absolutely.
that, unfortunately, if you're looking to buy a luxury car, a sports car, and you have the money, it's going to be a good time to buy. If you're looking to sell, it's not going to be such a good time, and dealers, I think, unfortunately, are going to struggle, but hopefully things get better soon and gets back to normal. But it might be a good time to buy for some people, though.
Yeah, for sure. It's unfortunate for the people who, maybe they couldn't afford to buy what they bought, and then they're going to be in a situation where they have to sell at these really low market prices.
Right. So let's talk watches a little more. Unfortunately, I know nothing about watches. I wear an Apple Watch. I was wearing like a $200 Citizen titanium watch I bought on Amazon. But I know a lot of you guys out there are big watch fans. Rolex, obviously, is the big name. What are some of the big brands that you carry that you like that maybe hold their value the best?
Well, of course, what everybody knows is Rolex, and they do hold their value the best. Other brands like Audemars Piguet and Patek Philippe, those also hold good value. And then Breitling, Cartier, Panerai. We'll deal with any type of luxury brand, really.
Nice.
What was the question on how their values are holding up?
Yeah, how are, I mean, in general, I mean, now it's a little weird, but in general, what are some of the best brands that hold their value?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, hands down, it's always going to be Rolex. I would say up until this very moment, over the past month, if you bought a Rolex in the past 5 years at market price, they've gone up every few months. And anyone who bought a Rolex sports model was making money. And even for us, 5 years ago, I was selling watches certain, like a Rolex Submariner or Rolex Daytona, and then 2 years after that, I'm replacing them for way more than I sold them for.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, if you just held them, you could have made a lot more.
Excuse me. It's like buying like one of the super limited Ferraris. Like you buy it and you drive out the dealer, and it's like gained in price. Obviously,
Yeah.
the watch is a little cheaper, but still, I mean, some of them are pretty expensive.
Well, there's some. I mean, there's some very expensive ones. Like I was watching on the market. I'm on this Facebook group. There's a lot. Honestly, some of the most business is happening on these Facebook watch groups right now, and there's a certain Patek Philippe. It's all rose gold. The Nautilus. They were trading for about 160,000, and just over the past 3 weeks, they came down like $30,000.
Oh wow!
But of course, people who like watches also like cars. I saw a couple months ago. I can't remember exactly which model. Maybe you do, but it was some sort of stock Mercedes G-Wagon, I believe.
Okay.
And they were trading for like a lot more than the retail price was.
Yeah, so like the new G-Wagon, the new body that just came out, yeah, they're selling for over sticker, even with miles on them, just because you can't get them.
Yeah, like a lot over sticker,
Yeah.
which is just crazy.
It is crazy. Let's talk about, like you were talking about, I know like I'm a sports car guy and I watch racing, so I watch like the 24 Hours of Daytona, and when you win the race, you get the Rolex Daytona. Tell me a little bit about what the Daytona is. Like, are there different models, or can you just go and order one, or they only make a limited edition? How does it work?
Well, they're not limited edition in the sense that they're like releasing it and saying only 100 of this model was released. But if you wanted to go into the store, if you went into a Rolex store and they had a Daytona for you, you could buy it for around $12,000 or $13,000. That's the retail price. Okay. But you'll walk in there and you won't actually be able to buy it. They'll put you on a 10-year wait list and you'll never get a phone call from them. But if you want to go buy it on the secondary market, they're selling for $20,000 to $23,000. So it's like, yeah, if you happen to go in there and buy it for 12 or 13, you can flip it to a dealer and instantly make profit. The different models, the ones that are most desirable are the stainless steel. There's a black and white. Those are the ones that people are making the most money on. And then they make rose gold. They make yellow gold ones. They make some on the rubber straps. But yeah, the best way is just to go on Rolex's website and check them all out. And then if you just feel like looking for your own fun, you can see what they're selling for on Corona 24 and see what they're advertised on Rolex for.
Right. And what do they make one that kind of is like the Pepsi colors, like blue and red? Is that a Daytona?
That is a GMT Master 2.
Okay.
Yeah, the Pepsi.
Yeah.
But that's another hot one that you can't get your hands on unless you want to spend a lot extra.
Right. It's the same in like the high-end car world. You have to know someone and be on lists and buy this one before they'll let you buy that one. It's interesting. It's kind of like a similarity almost.
Yeah. All the brands are kind of following suit with that too. They hype up this watch. They make it like you can just go into the store and get it, and then they purposely limit the amount that they're producing,
right? So
that everyone wants it and they can't actually get it, and it just creates all the hype. It seems like every month there's a new watch, and it just keeps the list of the hot watch just keeps growing. I don't know. Is that the same in the car world, or is it only a couple models that do that?
No, I mean, I think that, since the internet's gotten big and Instagram's big, everyone can see everyone else's cars. Before you couldn't. You didn't know who had what and where they were, and now everyone sees, like, right now, like the new Corvette is the hot car, and everyone has to have the Corvette, or there's some specific McLaren or Ferrari that everyone's getting on. Oh, I need to get that also. It bothers me a little because it's not like these guys are, oh, I love that car. It, really talks to me. They're just more like, I just need to have it because everyone else has it, or I think it's going to make money. So in the comments below, let me know what you guys think about that. But it's probably the same in the watch world.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the feeling that these companies can keep up with the production if they really wanted to, but I think they're purposely limiting the production just to drive the hype.
Oh, yeah. And are the watch factories? I'm sure they're closed right now.
Yeah, they're all closed right now, so that's just going to make it even more limited.
Right. What's the one brand? It's kind of, I guess they look like a rectangle. They're like super hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they've got like a lot of stuff going. I don't want to pronounce it because I'll get it wrong.
Everyone says it a little different, but I'm going to say Richard Mille.
Yeah.
Some people say Mille.
Yeah. So Austin and I are tennis players like Rafael Nadal. Is that the one that he has?
Yeah.
He's got one that's like $800,000-$900,000 he wears on his wrist when he plays tennis, which is crazy. But
insane.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like those watches that there's so much going on. I'm like, I look at it for a second. I'm like, how do you tell the time on the watch? You know, I want to watch that I can like tell the time and see the date, and it's kind of clear.
It's for young guys. But yeah, my dad's like that too. He doesn't want to buy any kind of watch that he can't read the time on.
Yeah. I mean, they're cool. I'm sure like the tech in it and they're carbon fiber and titanium and who knows what else. I think that's kind of stuff I like because I like design and engineering and cool materials, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had a recession since Richard Mille got crazy popular. So I'm curious to see what a $500,000 watch, what's going to happen when they need to sell those watches. Are people how much value could it possibly lose?
Right. I mean, is that a watch like if you buy new, it's going to hold its value, or someone can?
That's another one. It could be $100,000 retail price, and people are willing to pay $180,000 for it because you can't get it.
Right.
So, yeah, that's craziness.
So, like we were talking about, obviously this virus has affected pricing, and what do you think's going to happen with the market in the next 6 months, a year?
To the watch market, or just like the whole economy?
Like,
I guess they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean the watch market. That's what you deal with every day.
Yeah. I mean, it will ultimately come down to the economy because people like to buy watches when they're making money, when the world is good. You're still going to have those customers, no matter what, who are in a recession or not, that have expendable money, and maybe they're even thriving in times like this. But I think that watch sales are going to dramatically slow if the world doesn't kind of recover sooner rather than later.
Right.
I've only heard stories because I was just finishing high school during the 2008 recession, but I know that it took 2 years before the watch market recovered from that, and the prices all got cut by a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the same in the car world. I mean, I know at the time I was selling high-end aftermarket parts like, forged wheels and titanium exhaust and whatever, and I know that my business slowed down a bit then also. So, I mean, there's always the guys that, the stock market or what have you doesn't really affect them. They've got the money there, so it doesn't really affect them. But the normal people that, oh, I have some money, I'm going to upgrade my car or buy this watch, they're going to think, deeply on that decision now.
Yeah, and even a lot of people, I don't know, everyone wants to jump into stocks now because everything went down so much. So some of the people that were ready to buy a watch from me said, hey, I changed my mind. I'm actually going to try to invest in the stock market. And then once I make a boatload of money, I'm going to come back to you and buy an even nicer watch.
Right. So what is like your daily routine, or like what do you sell the most, or what do you buy the most on a regular basis?
It's weird. It could be, I could have a week where I buy 10 high-end cameras and no musical instruments, and then 2 months could go without any cameras and buying. But I don't know. I've been trying to figure out just like what's happening, but I don't know. It's always just a guessing game. It's always just very random. But on a daily basis, I'll wake up, I'll go into the shop, I live above my store, so I get to roll out of bed. I
Nice.
walk downstairs. Um, Everything has to come in and out of the safe. So we set up our store with jewelry and get on the computer, check the emails, and then, soon enough, the doors will start ringing and we'll see what kind of items people have for sale. Um, but it's always fun because, you could have a couple of boring days where nothing that interesting comes in, but then you could have a day where some incredible guitar comes in, or like you would like this potentially because I know you're into videography. Do you know Red?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone came in with a Red Gemini. It's like a really professional video camera, $27,000 originally, and they came in right when Philadelphia announced that businesses had to close because they needed to generate money to pay their employees. And yeah, so now that's the nicest piece of camera equipment I ever owned. But yeah, so I have a Red Gemini downstairs waiting for sale.
So is that how you're gonna sponsor the video today?
Yeah, we're gonna
We're
we're
gonna
gonna donate the Red Gemini as a sponsorship.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right, you heard it here first, everyone. But I'll have to at some point come check it out. Those are awesome.
yeah, yeah. I do all of our photography for the store with the watches, but that thing is a little bit above my expertise. I wouldn't know how to really use it.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll link everything of Austin's information down below, but his Instagram TNS Diamonds has some really cool pictures and videos, so you guys can definitely go check that out. And
We'll try to keep it a little more updated. So we've
yeah,
been slacking.
yeah, you got time, so keep it updated.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, a lot of the other stores down there in Jewelers Row are only like jewelry stores, watch stores. So most of them are probably closed, and you might be one of the only ones open right now, right?
Yeah, we might be the only one open.
Okay.
There is a pawn shop on the corner about a block from us. I don't know if they're open or not, but just a little backstory. We were a jewelry store for from 1991 until about 6 years ago, so until 2014. And um, times are changing. People are moving to the internet, and we just wanted to figure out some new ways to stay busy. So we picked up with the pawn shop and all the different types of items so that we can kind of diversify ourselves on the street.
Right. So tell me, what is? Well, let me look it up. A pawn loan. I've never heard that, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't. So tell me what a pawn loan is.
All right. So say you have a Rolex and your rent is coming, and for whatever reason, you don't have enough money to pay your rent. So you're going to contact us. You don't want to sell your Rolex. You just want to get a loan against it because you want it back. So, you can't go to a bank and say, hey, I have this Rolex that's worth $10,000. Can I borrow some money against it? They don't do that kind of thing. That's what a pawn shop is for. So they'll come to us. They'll have an item that's worth 10,000, and they'll say, hey, I need to borrow $5,000. We'll tell them, okay. They give us the item. We lend them $5,000, and they pay us 3% interest per month. So, if you borrow $1,000, that's $30 a month, and we'll hold the item for them as long as they keep paying interest. And then once they get their financial situation back in order, they can come buy their item back from us plus the interest, and then they have their item back. And yeah, that's pretty much how pawn loan works.
And do you do that quite often?
Yeah, we do a lot of pawn loans. It's all different types of people. I don't want to get into people's personal business, but
Right.
someone might be doing a new business venture and it ate up a lot of their capital, so they're going to pawn something really valuable that they have, and then there could be other more grim situations,
Right.
maybe a death in the family, something like that. But in Pennsylvania, the legal limit for interest is 3%. That's the lowest in the whole country. And the story is that Pennsylvania didn't really want pawn shops in the state, so they pushed that interest rate all the way down. Whereas in Florida, they're allowed to charge up to 25% interest.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. Like you can get $1,000 loan and owe them $250 on top. I don't know how people could possibly do that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. So hold on, I'm just gonna take a brief second just to once again do some administrative work. So everyone, as you know, I'm trying to pursue this full time, and it takes some capital and some money. I just bought. I'll put a picture up on the screen, or a little video of my new camera and my Rodecaster Pro, which I'm recording this podcast on. It's pretty neat, and these new microphones, what have you. But obviously, stuff's expensive, and if you have the means, you can visit my Patreon page. If you're listening to this and you can't see the video, it's Patreon, Patreon, and you can search. It's Jonathan Miller. You can pay like $1 a month or $5 a month, or what have you. It just helps the channel grow, to be able to get you guys new content, keep you entertained, especially during these times. So I appreciate all the support. Once again, thank you guys for getting us to 400 subscribers. Let's see if we can get to 500 next, and then on the way to 1,000 and more, hopefully. So appreciate all your help, and hopefully that you guys enjoy these podcasts and these interviews. I've got a few more lined up, and I appreciate Austin being here for the first. So obviously, so we've got the internet. How has the internet changed your business in the past 10, 15 years or so?
Yeah, I mean, when I finished college, I joined our family business. So that was just in 2014, and that was probably just a couple years after the internet really started to change, and when Amazon started taking off and everybody started ordering online. So what I've seen down here is if people are listening to from other states and stuff. Jewelers Row in Philadelphia, it's a street of only jewelry stores, maybe 50, 70 jewelry stores in a 2-block radius. And a lot of the stores, it's elderly people who are running it, and they might not have another generation of like kids to come and take it over. So what we've been seeing is one jewelry store shuts down because they didn't keep up with the times, and a barber shop pops up there, or a massage parlor, or a hoagie shop. And after 100 years of only jewelry stores being here, it's the first time we've ever seen these new shops opening up. So that's been pretty interesting. But from what I heard back in the 90s, everyone down here was making a lot of money. There was tons of foot traffic, people walking up and down the streets, buying in person. But it's just changed. People don't want to do that anymore. Streets are very dead. If you're not online, you're pretty much not going to make it.
Definitely. And especially now, I think that everyone is going to change after this, and people aren't going to go out as often as they used to and interact with people in cities as they used to. I think that getting big online and diversifying yourself on a lot of different platforms, or Facebook, like Facebook Marketplace, I'm sure you can buy a lot of stuff on there. So
yeah, I mean, to give an idea, before I joined, we were 90% sales in the store, and after I joined, currently we're 90% of our sales online and 10% sales in the store.
And that's just like through the Facebook groups and stuff?
Through Facebook groups, and through the other ones like eBay, our website,
right.
Etsy, and Chrono24.
Right. Yeah, so obviously everything's online now.
Yeah.
So you obviously do, I've seen on your Instagram page, you do diamonds, and this part of the company is called TNS Diamonds. So talk to me a bit about diamonds. I know that they grow them in the lab now, so tell me a little bit about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so after I finished, since our business is a little different. We're not like a traditional jewelry store where we buy jewelry from the shows and make our jewelry here and people come in and they buy it. It's a lot of over-the-counter buying. We do custom work as well, but anyway, when I finished college, I went to diamond school so that I could learn how to grade diamonds. I went to the Gemological Institute of America. It's called like GIA. Most people have heard of it if they've purchased a diamond before. Um, but yeah, that was basically so that when people come in and they want to sell us a diamond, I know what I'm looking at.
Right.
But diamonds over the past 10 years or so, they've been kind of staying around like a similar value, maybe even coming down a little bit. They haven't been increasing with the economy. There's a bunch of different factors, but now they're making diamonds in labs. The way they do that is it's like they recreate the conditions of the inside of the earth, which is
Right.
really high temperature and really high pressure. And you can get a 1 carat diamond made in a lab for maybe 20% of the cost of the one mined from the earth. If you hold them next to each other, I couldn't even tell. Like I went to diamond school. I have a diamond grading certificate, and I wouldn't even be able to tell. It's impossible to tell unless you have the right machinery. So some consumers are opting towards buying that because they're like, oh, what do I care if I know where it came from? It's going to look the same. But moving forward, this technology is getting better and better, and soon they're going to be able to make them for extremely cheap. And yeah, we're pretty unsure how it's going to affect the market.
Right. And I mean, a lot of you guys know out there, I'm originally from South Africa, so a lot of diamond come originally from South Africa, and I'm sure everyone's seen that movie Blood Diamond and everything. So I guess a lot of people out there might like the lab grown because it's safer and more ethically responsible or what have you.
Yeah, you could argue that it kills a lot of energy. It takes a ton of energy to do this, but I guess it's better than blood diamonds for sure. What would you do personally if you're going to buy a diamond ring? One is going to cost you 10,000, and the other is going to cost you 2,000, and they're going to look exactly the same at the end. Are you going to pick the one that you know is natural, or are you going to pick the one that was made in the lab and you might not share that details with anyone else?
That's a hard question. Is there any ladies listening and want a diamond? Hit me up. I don't know. I mean, I guess just ingrained in everyone, you want the natural one. But I guess if price is a huge factor and they look exactly the same and you can't tell, obviously I guess someone would go for the lab grown one. I mean, it'd be interesting to hear more affluent people what they would think. Or I mean, are the big jewelry chains carrying those, Jared or what have you?
I don't think that the big chains are carrying them yet, or at least I'm not sure. And I personally haven't sold any lab grown diamonds yet. I've had some inquiries, but nothing has landed. But on the, I'm on the Facebook groups. It's called Jewelers Helping Jewelers, and it's 20,000 members on there. All the jewelry store owners that you could imagine are all on there, and they talk about it a lot. It's a very common discussion on there, and a lot of them are selling lab-grown diamonds. And some people hate it, and they're like, "This shouldn't be allowed. Take these discussions elsewhere." And the other people are promoting it, and they're saying, "Well, that's what my customers want, and we're going to give it to them."
So what happens if someone comes into the store and has a lab grown, you don't know, and they want to sell it to you? I mean, you can't really tell the difference, right?
Well, yeah, I meant to clarify on that. I can't tell the difference with my eye. We do have a device that it can tell if it was created in a lab or not.
Okay.
And it can't do it if the stone is in a piece of jewelry, if it's a loose stone. So, if it's a small diamond and it's in a piece of jewelry, we're not going to test it. But if it's a large diamond and it's costing us a lot, we'll tell the customer we need to take it out and put it in this device to check if it was lab grown or not first.
Right.
Yeah, but without that device, you're completely helpless. And the device, they started making them more recent. You can get them for around $500 now. So
Okay.
most jewelry stores should have them.
Right.
You never answered the question.
I don't know. I think that it would be a lot like what the woman has talked about or her feelings, I guess, because it's going to be hers. So I guess if she's,
Yeah,
said, "Oh, I want a real diamond" or whatever, I guess you have to go with what they say.
yeah. No, it is a real diamond. It's
No, I
like
know what you
chemical.
mean. Yeah.
I know. No, I was just curious because I still think the majority of people are leaning towards buying a real natural diamond. But what we might see in the future is like if they bring down the cost of lab created diamonds so low that even costume jewelry, they might start to use real diamonds in it. The costume jewelry will start to look really, really good.
Right. Interesting. And I know there was that Adam Sandler movie about your business, about the diamond business. What's that movie called?
Uncut
Uncut
Gems.
Gems. Did you see it?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Was it?
It's 50-50. Some people love it. I don't know. I
I
thought
mean,
it was crazy.
was it like some of the stuff realistic with the business?
Did you see it or no?
No, I haven't seen it.
You have to see it. It's worth watching. It's he's just like he's a degenerate gambler.
Right.
Like to give you an idea, he was working with Kevin Garnett, and should I not spoil this?
Give us a little bit.
All right, a little spoiler. Yeah, so Kevin Garnett comes into his store and leaves him like his championship ring. They traded something just for a day, and he didn't have enough money to go make a bet, so he brought the championship ring to a pawn shop and pawned it, like hoping he's going to win and get the ring back. But who would want to mess with Kevin Garnett? Like that's crazy.
Yeah. It's funny.
It's like the movie will raise your blood pressure. It's very hyper.
Yeah. All right, so I think we've had a nice conversation. Is there anything you want to end with or tell people where they can find you? Obviously, I'll put all the information in the description, but if you want to tell people listening where they can find you or call you or what have you.
Yeah, if anyone listening is into high-end jewelry and watches, definitely check out my website. I update it regularly. It's tnsdiamonds.com. And anything on there, you should reach out to me personally, and I'll give you the John Miller discount.
Nice.
And yeah, follow us on social media. We're gonna try to get a little more active, so check it out. John will post it below for you guys. And also, most importantly, you guys should get on Patreon and start supporting this page.
I appreciate it. All right, so I didn't say at the beginning, but if you guys are new here on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, a like if you enjoyed the podcast, and hit that bell to be notified when new podcasts are coming online. So I just want to thank Austin once again for joining us, and I'll have all his information down below. So please support him. He's one of the small businesses out there, and we need to support one another in these times. So thanks a lot for joining me.
Thank you so much, John.
All right, man. Take care.
See you on the tennis court.
All right, sounds good. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
All right.